How's it going, everybody? Today's Monday. We just finished feeding. It's 5 loads of feed, probably somewhere around 55,000 to 60,000 pounds of feed altogether. Everything got fed today. When I fed the first 3 loads, it was bone dry, and it's been raining here and there in the afternoons, but everywhere but here. We had a good storm go right north of us yesterday while we were bailing, and I mean, you could almost see the water go by. We just got a couple sprinkles, just enough to shut down bailing, and that's happened the last few days. But this morning, when I was feeding the 3rd load across the road, you could see a wall of water coming, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got 2 inches this morning, which is probably the most water the sorghum has seen this whole time it's been in the ground. So it's been planted for 60-70 days now. We chopped it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And right now it's about knee high. Actually probably a little higher than that. Just looking over there across the road. Brought you up here, I want to show you something real quick. Can't distract her though. We have to wait for her to get back up here. If we distract her, there's a good chance she'll take out the headlocks or a wood post or somehow knock the roof down or something. But so what have you hit today? You haven't hit anything? Okay, turning the water on. Alright, well that's her scraping. We'll leave her alone so we don't cause any accidents. She's about a month away from being 14, and she's running a baler. She's running the skid steer. We'll see what else she can do all summer. It's Tuesday morning and we're drying cows off. Allie's soaking wet because she had to go get another bottle of J5 in the refrigerator, so she had to make a run for it. It's been raining for probably an hour and a half now. Got probably 2 inches of rain yesterday, at least another inch now. That's more rain than we've had for the entire month of June so far in 2 days in July. So sorghum looks awesome right now, and we got 21 cows to dry off this morning. That's the first cows that are going dry on scheduled time. We've already dried off 30 cows a little early that were low in production. That'll all be good, but we got a bunch of stuff to do today. We're gonna get these cows dry. We got 2 more to get out of group 3. Got 1 more load of feed to mix. Well, so I got 1 group to run off, 1 more load of feed to mix, and then we'll probably head to the shop. We got 40 acres on the ground, but it'll take a few days for it to dry out, but it'll be all right. But today we got hopefully to do a full service on the Puma 130 and then fix the AC on the Puma 185. We'll see how far we get on those. 1,100 hours on it.
Okay, so we got the...
You don't have to yell! Just talk normal!
Okay, so we got the Puma 130.
Oh, start. We got the Puma 130.
We got the Puma 130 January 1st, 2016. And it had about 1,100 hours on it. And now we've gotten to almost 5,900. And we're heading over to the shop, and we're going to be changing the oil, the air filter, and what else?
Fuel filters, and we're going to go ahead and swap out the depth fluid filters.
Yeah, and we only done that one other time.
We don't have deer over there. There's like 5 or 6 deer on the pasture.
Yeah.
You see them deer?
Okay, so we got the oil draining. It's still got a little bit of a drip. And I'll get you all of this. And then we already got a new fuel filter in and a new oil filter. And the new air filter is already in. We're working on the AC filter, and Dad is working on the oil screen. And sounds like there's a bird, I guess.
When we first got this tractor, this screen was knocked out. And then I put some gasket maker in there and put the screen back in. But it was sitting over by the commodity barn one morning. Got in, started up, turned PTO on, started mixing up feed. It died. And then there was a puddle of death fluid underneath. And so trying to figure out what happened, all that stuff. Ended up unhooking the tractor off the feed wagon, putting the tractor on the wagon, fed, and then no, actually I ain't done that yet. Just trying to figure out what happened. So I took the cover off, and I was standing over here. I lifted this cover up, like so. When I lifted it up, I was sitting here. There was a big old rat sitting right here. Big old rat sitting right here. So without even thinking, I just reached over and grabbed the rat. I grabbed hold of it. Okay, so take the cover off. I see this rat sitting there just going in, you know. So I think I tucked in this cover, and then I didn't want the rat to run off and go up in the rest of the tractor and be trying to find it all day long. So without thinking, I just reached over and grabbed the rat. Grabbed it, you know, it's like body was that long, its tail was that long. Grabbed it, and it's like squealing and stuff, and I had hold of it, and I was like, oh my god, I got a rat in my hand. So then I just turned around and just went, wham! No more rat. Yeah. What?
Well, that was the story. Anyway, so right now my dad is fixing to change out the depth filters.
Alright, we finally got it all disconnected. It's sitting over there. But here it all is. All these lines. This one's kind of pain in the butt. This line here, this is where that rat chewed a hole through it, and then we were gonna have to buy all these wires, and it was like $500. Wasn't it $500 for the when that rat chewed the hose? Yeah. Anyway, West went to town and spent like 10 cents and found a barb and fixed it. Finally did something.
Stuff off or is it bad or?
No, I mean, it's
Okay.
I need my flashlight. Why? Just to see if I... Make sure the hoses are straight and not kinked or nothing.
Okay, so we're putting the cover back on the DEF balloon module, and the book says to change it every 2 years.
It's been about 2 years.
And it's been about 2 years, so let's go ahead and change it.
Do you have a screwdriver on you?
So it's a real pain in the butt.
No. Alright, we're all done with the tractor. Got a grease speed wagon too. Started it back up. It was saying SCR failure, which is kind of scary. If the DEF fluid's not running, and I think it's 3 startups with a failure, then you could get derated, which then the tractor won't run much more than an idle. But after a little bit, it finally cleared itself up. Probably just because, you know, we unhooked everything and maybe had some air pockets or something, and plus we disconnected the wires, so I just had to go through a mine just went blank, but I had to go through a cycle. That's what I was looking for. And then so now it's all clear. Everything's good on it. We're gonna finish with the double diesel, then we're gonna park it. We were gonna go start on the 185. But we're just going to save that for later because I'm kind of tired after doing this one, and it's already 6:40-ish. So what we're going to go work on now is the big dozer. A couple weeks ago I moved the big dozer out in the woods just to have it ready. And then Wes is a bit of a pyro, and at least once a year he sets something on fire and it gets out of hand. And so I guess... So about 5 days ago he set a fire in the woods, just a pile of logs. Should have been okay, but it ended up catching the brush on fire underneath the power lines, and then set some piles on fire that were piled up for a little while, and ended up having to go out there, and I got the big dozer and went around it, just made a little dirt path, and then when I made about half a circle around the fire, a hose busted, and it's underneath the engine. It's got to have something to do with the transmission because all the transmission fluid's gone. But I caught it in time, shut the dozer down. The problem is now it's underneath the dozer, so we're gonna have to take the belly pan off, which is gonna be a pain in the butt. But we're gonna go look at that and see what exactly what we need to do, and see about trying to get the belly pan off. We've already looked at it all and narrowed it down to that it's got to be underneath where we're going to have to come from. So ended up getting the rest of the fire out with shovels and spray rig. Put a water hose on the spray rig and went around and put all the fires out. So yeah, we probably ended up with about, I'm going to guess, because it doesn't matter if you look at a rain gauge, if you tell anybody how much rain you got, somebody else got more. You know, world's full of one-uppers. But I'm going to guess we got about 4 inches of rain altogether in the last 2 or 3 days. So we got 40 acres on the ground. We'll get to that as soon as it dries up, but it really don't matter. The most important thing is that sorghum got plenty of rain. It's already canopied. Some of it's about waist high, so it's going to hold that moisture in, and basically that set its life for the rest of this growing season. So we'll see when we cut it again and all that, I don't know yet, but it's looking very good right now. So after we get done with this, we'll see you out in the woods. Alright, so this is the brush pile that Wes set on fire when he drove by. And ended up burning all this up underneath here, all the way to the other side where we had some piles piled up. And started over there, made it all the way around. And this is where I found the oil leak when I backed up and saw the oil on the ground behind me. And it's just about center of the dozer, on the bottom, underneath the transmission. So we're going to have to pull the belly pan out. We came out here, we got a plan now. We're going to bring a skid steer out, dig a ditch, back the dozer up over it so we can get up underneath it and take that belly pan off. And Wes has got a theory that a stick went up in a little hole in the belly pan and probably either broke off or poked a hole through one of the lines for the transmission. You got anything to add?
Yeah, just be careful when you get up under there. The belly pan probably weighs 200-300 pounds.
Yeah. Well, it's also got 3 or 4 inches deep of dirt sitting underneath that belly pan, or on top of the belly pan. So.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna call it a day here, and we'll start working on this maybe tomorrow or the next day. It's supposed to be getting really hot here in the next few days. So we'll see you on the next one.
Don't forget to like, rate, and dang it! I messed it up. Comment, rate, and subscribe.
Yeah. So thanks for watching.